Hi everyone, welcome back to this week mini market update. So it's a late video going to post because there's too many things to share. I've tried to rush it out. So so what happened, as you can see that on last week, right? There's actually a Fed meeting. So Fed expect growth surge inflation to jump in 2021, but there's no rate hike. All right, there's no rate hike, no hike. Okay, so Powell actually give a very dovish statement. It says that the interest rate increase there will not be interest rate increase until maybe end of 2024 or end of 2023. So, and he also say that it's too soon to scale back the 120 billions of treasury bonds and MBS of buying each month. So it will continue to continue to prop up the economy as well. And then he say that they expect the inflation to rise this year due to the soft years over years comparison due to the COVID in early 2020. But this does not give them any changes to to change on the policy because they are looking at inflation above 2%, right? So this is actually a very dovish statement. But however, on last Friday we can see that the market actually closed, all right, closed badly, closed straight. Main reason is because the central bank on Friday declined to extend the rule expiring at the end of the month that relaxed this thing called SLR, the supplementary leverage ratio. What is SLR, right? It's actually is to ease is to ease the treasury market stress to encourage bank to lend money to America to struggle their during this lockdown period. But because if let's say they don't wish to extend, right, that means that the bank have to hold extra money, all right, in their bank. It's just like this is the policy of the bank how it works lah. So it actually um and because of not raising the interest rate as well, so most of the financial sector, you can see, look at the financial sector is actually prop up during the past over week. But if let's say the interest rate is not going to hike, right, it's not going to benefit the financial sector. So this might cause the Dow to close rate at the point of time on last Friday. So this is what we are looking on last week. So of course, a lot of uncertainty as we can see, especially for this SRR. So next thing, beside that, right, we also look. So this is the fact. It never, uh, it never, it expired the extension lah, basically. So another thing is actually on the oil. On the oil sector, oil price rise 2%, but post really decline on demand fear. What happened on to oil is because, right, um, due to the third wave of COVID in Europe side, it might actually, you know, affect the demand as well. So this causes the oil to close. But of course, we will look at the chart because there is some so-called very obvious resistance. All right, so I think it's a good pullback because oil has been going up. But if let's say due to this third wave of demand, this third wave of COVID, right, it caused the demand to slow down. Definitely, oil will come down as well. All right, so this is the concern right now. And one thing to share going forward, stimulus is out, everything is out. So what is the next thing to worry is actually on the face of the tax. All right, as we know that Joe Biden, when was in during the president's elections, he keep emphasized that he will increase the corporate tax, right? So right now, the risk is yes. So they worried during the president's campaign by the pledge to raise the corporate tax to 28%. So this is like you give stimulus, but then you raise the corporate tax. So it's like eventually back to square one, right? So people are also worried. So this is the upcoming things they are worried about. All right. So on the next upcoming news lah. So I just let you guys know what's the things to look out for. All right. So we are going to the chart. For the chart itself, on DJI Dow Jones Index, I mentioned previously on my last video, if I'm not wrong. I mentioned that once it successfully closed, this is on the 7 March, once it closed above 31,700, it go up. And on the 14 March, I said look out at 33,000. If it successfully break, we will go 33,500, but it didn't. It break through, but it closed below that. All right, it closed below 33,000. So right now it pulled back. This, like I say, the drop might be due to the interest rate hike did not go through. All right. So when it come down, I think yes, 33,000 will be the first resistance at this point of time. All right. So this is my view on DJI. Okay. Next, my view will be on Nasdaq. Nasdaq is quite simple. Uh, all right. Nasdaq is quite simple. Why? 12,500 will be the first support, and then 30,300 will be the first resistance. Actually, I kind of like dislike to trade in between. I mentioned before, in between these two moving average. You need to weak either side. But the good thing is that it's being supported by the 100 MA. All right, it's being supported by the 100 MA. So we can actually take a look at a bigger picture of weekly, right? Can you see it's supported by the 50 MA? All right, so in a day chart, supported by the 100 moving average. Okay, so if let's say the drop, I believe you guys know what causes the drop might be caused due to the worry of the interest hike, the interest rate hike that caused the the company profit to be lesser. Correct or not? When interest rate hike, it costs those growth company. But right now, no hike, will the tech be shine once again? This is a good thing to take note. Of course, it's up to you. You want to enter here, then your stop loss will be below 12,500. All right, so risk reward, please play a part. Okay, so this is my view on Nasdaq. Next thing, I'm looking at oil, US oil. Okay, for US oil. All right, US oil. I previously mentioned. Right, I previously mentioned I say it will go up, it reached here. So right now the thing is that today the price is dropped below $64 once again. All right, despite on the Thursday itself due to the lockdown from the euro side. Right now below 64, start in between these two MA. I'm looking more for the downside. Right, I'm looking at the first level at 57. Just nice, this level is all the way supported resistance. All right, it still become the resistance once again. Okay, so I'm looking at the downside for oil. And then what about next thing is actually the US 10 Treasury rate. Sorry, US 10-year rate. Okay, mentioned previously as well. All right, mentioned previously as well. Where is it? Let me reset. Okay. If you guys have followed my video, I mentioned previously it will hit 1.7, right? Eventually it hit. So today I review my chart. I see that right now 1.75 and 1.7 is actually a first resistance. All right, the first resistance. Okay, so here will be the first resistance. All right, it only required to break, right? It required to break is because right now the interest rate mentions by Fed, they are not going to raise it. So if let's say there's no interest rate, will it continue to go? If let's say it's continue go up, means they are pressuring on the Fed to raise the interest rate. All right, if let's say it's successfully break, we are looking at 1.55, slightly higher. All right, so this is my view on US 10-year Treasury. All right, US 10-year bond, sorry, US 10-year bond, 10-year bond rate. So next thing, like I mentioned, right? So this is very important. On Citigroup, why I look at Citigroup, it affect the financial sector, like I say, right? So I'm looking at is there any opportunity at the finance side, finance sector side? So yes, kind of. So with the pause of rate hike, with the decline of SLR extensions, so I'm looking at the downside for Citigroup. Why Citigroup among the rest like JP Morgan's, all this, right? We can see that Citigroup has not been the one that break before the COVID sessions. All right, before the COVID, and secondly, it just covered the gap on this February where it dropped. All right, so I'm looking more on the downside for Citigroup at this point of time. So my first target will be 67.80. So we'll see how it goes. All right, next thing. This is my favorite. I'm still holding it. Craft. Okay, for Craft, right? Okay. All right, mentioned as well. Breakout. I'm still looking at 42, slow and steady. Right now, it's forming an ascending triangle. Can you guys see that? It's ascending triangle. Correct or not? Okay, so I'm looking at 42 as well, slow and steady. Uh, all right, as I see the past few days where the market dropped, right, Craft didn't. So I'm looking for it. All right, 42 is my first target. Okay, so this is Craft. Okay, all right. So that's all for this week. I'm not going to drag. It's just a short video. There's many things, but of course, if you want to read more detail, please go to my Facebook page. I will write a more detailed one video, just a quick one. That's all for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoy something, and remember to share and like my video. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice weekend. That's all. Bye bye.